Hello, welcome to another episode of the Noncast with William
and Shannon.
I'm William.
I'm Shannon.
This week we have a very special episode. We're going to be talking about Queer Eye. So season 6 actually got interrupted because of the pandemic, and they actually had to stop shooting. They're shooting down in Texas. Houston, Texas? So, but this week, they're actually back shooting again.
So today we're going to talk about how we got on the show and some behind-the-scenes facts.
So how did we get on the show?
They were doing a open call casting, and he had a casting company because he did acting. So I looked into it, and for the fun of it, I just sent in some pictures. I sent in a story of why we wanted to be on the show, and had no idea that we were going to make the show. I was just sending it in, being like, if we, it'd be fun if we got on. If we did, if we don't, it's no big deal. 3 weeks later, I get a call from someone in New York from Netflix.
So the whole premise of the show to begin with was actually about me becoming an actor and getting an agent. So they were supposed to come give me the makeover, and then I was going to make a small movie and actually present it to movie agents and
try to get an agent. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But after about a week, actually a couple weeks before production actually began, they started getting concerned that having an actor on the show would actually make the show seem fake. And that kind of brought a concern to them. So they were like, "Is there anything else that you think we could help you with?" And I was like, "Well, there is one thing. There's like a major thing, and that's I want to propose to her, but I don't know how. I'm like really horrible at this. My idea of a good proposal is give you a greeting card that says marry me.
Really?
Yeah. So something I really needed help with because I'm not really good at this. Parties and birthdays and all this stuff I'm not really good with. The whole plan changed, and the idea was that as long as she was around, we would continue the charade that it was about acting, so that she wouldn't catch on to it. But when she wasn't around, then we would talk about the wedding and the planning or the engagement. The engagement.
I do see you're wearing a suit. Tan, we got you.
Yes, I love that clothes Tan got me. Actually, at this point, I have some of the polos. I have my suits. At this point, I don't think I have any of the pants left because I've kind of outgrown them.
So, some fun things that happened while they were here in the house. I found out that me and Bobby have the same size feet, because he was walking around in one of my heels. Something happened with Taco Bell seasoning packets or sauce packets?
Yes. So most people that go to Taco Bell usually end up with a lot of extra packets, and we had really collectively.
It was a vase.
A large vase, probably a vase.
A vase, whatever.
Of Taco Bell packets. I mean, it was huge. So Bobby came running in with a giant vase of Taco Bell sauce, and Jonathan just got so excited.
He loves Taco Bell.
Yes, and so Bobby started pouring it over his head, and Taco Bell, and he's in the rain with all those Taco Bell sauce packets, and packets went everywhere, and we continued the scene, and everybody's stepping on them, and they're shooting out against the walls, and it was a mess. So when I had to get all my stuff together to go down to Atlanta, I was going through the house one last tour, and I just went into the bathroom, and it was just this Taco Bell disaster, just packets of just sauce all over the walls. It was a mess.
Somebody eventually cleaned that up.
Yeah. So some other things that I didn't get to experience while they were here is like the bag of teeth. I had no clue about that conversation until I actually saw the show.
I had this little pink bag of teeth, and I know I'm not the only one who collected their children's teeth as they fell out and they got their adult teeth. Antoni goes, literally, the first thing he does is he walks up to my side of the bed, sees something hanging over there, and grabs it, and it's my little bag of teeth. And that's when that whole thing started, and he just was like, oh my god. It was a little embarrassing, but I'm not the only one who saved my children's teeth. I know I'm not.
So another thing I actually didn't know about was actually the wraps. Actually, anything that happened in the kitchen, because they kept me in the bathroom most of the time.
Yeah, I was out here talking to Karamo a little bit and Antoni about the food, and was it Karamo making the wrap or was it Antoni?
Karamo made the wraps.
Karamo was making, he just grabbed some wraps and started putting random stuff from the cupboard into this wrap. It was Cheese Whiz, which we don't usually have in the house, and I'm not sure why it was in the house.
It's probably left from
reason.
the previous tenant.
No, it wasn't. But chocolate syrup, he just threw a whole bunch of stuff in there. And then he didn't eat it.
He tried to give it
Antoni-
to Tan.
And
Tan
said
just
no.
refused.
Yeah.
He just absolutely refused. And then he offered Antoni
And-
anything he wanted to eat it.
Yeah. So he did. He took a big bite out of that, and it looked pretty nasty. So that was fun. So I wasn't there for a lot of the stuff in Atlanta. Tell me about some stories that happened in Atlanta that I wasn't there for.
There were a couple little things that we don't get to see, or you guys didn't get to see. One was actually purchasing the ring, and Tan and Bobby, they were telling about their partners and how they met them and their weddings, and it was a really great to hear them tell about their lives like that.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
So we worked our way around the cases, and then they got to the part where we were going to choose the ring, which I kind of already knew what I wanted. So we went and we checked out, and then we went back down to the lobby, and we were waiting, and we just sat there, and it's like the longest we've ever had in between scenes. It was like a crazy long time. And then they finally come down and they say, we have an issue. We need to reshoot that. And I'm like, okay. And so we're going back up, and so I kind of hear that what happened was one of the camera people was so engrossed in what was going on, forgot to check that their camera was wrong. So
they didn't record anything,
they
huh?
didn't record anything.
Oh my gosh.
So we went through and we just kind of ran a couple of the big scenes real quick. The talking points of that particular scene.
Oh, that's sad.
That's
A lot of that was lost.
So when that finally ended, then I got down in the car with Karamo, and he actually drove me back to my hotel, but traffic that time of day is just horrible. So we were actually in the car for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just talking.
Oh, wow.
And if you've ever talked to Karamo, he'll just make you cry. So
Yes.
yeah, so you saw me in the episode, I'm just crying, and that's because he just wouldn't stop talking. So, yeah, he actually he walked you out to the car, and he talked to you out there, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's when I was like almost bawling just talking to him.
Yeah. So another thing that happened was, so originally I was supposed to be season 1. We were supposed to be season 1, episode 6. So when they were doing my hairstyle, when Jonathan was doing my hairstyle, they took us to the loft, and we were going to do it there. I was actually the first hero to go to the loft. And it was so early in the shooting that they had to even set water up. There was no running water in his little salon area. So as he was doing my hair, when he had to shampoo my hair, he had to actually take me outside onto the porch, lay me down, and he used a garden hose to rinse out my hair. Little things like that I really wish that we could see. Like, I really feel like that episode could have been a 2-hour episode. I mean, there was so much good footage.
They have to shorten it.
Yeah, they have to make the hard decisions. Like, for instance, we talked for about 3 hours, and you only get to see about 10 minutes.
Not 3 hours.
2.5.
All right, so we have some questions from some of our fans that we're going to read off and try to answer.
All right. So the first one is actually from one of our longtime fans. This is Sidness99. They say, woohoo, can't wait for them to be back.
Yay.
All right, so the question is, if the Fab Five did a specialty swap, who would do what? I actually get this question a lot.
Yeah, you get that question all the time.
And to be honest, everybody is so good at what they do. It would be interesting to see everybody's take on the different roles.
Yeah. Out of all of them, I think the two that I think could switch is Tan and Karamo. Tan was easy to talk to as well, and he has that kind of personality that makes you want to just talk. So I think they could switch.
Yeah, he has really good charisma. Actually,
Yeah.
the two of us actually had some really nice conversations. So,
Okay.
she also asks, true or false, you were the very first hero for the Fab Five? That is actually false. I'm actually the first hero to go to the loft. I was actually the 6th hero. But I was originally supposed to be season 1, but I ended up in season 2. That's actually another great thing about just the community of Queer Eye. It's just, we've got to meet so many great people.
Yeah.
We've met almost everybody. I mean, we got to we went whitewater rafting with Tom. We went to Mama Tammy's with everybody. We did a reunion there.
Yeah, we got to meet almost like a lot of them at that reunion, which was really cool.
And then we actually went to Kansas City and actually met season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Up there. And we went to Philadelphia, but we didn't get to meet anybody in Philadelphia because we're not supposed to know who was there at the time.
So, but yeah, that was really fun to meet everybody. Everybody that was on the shows that we've met are really great people.
Oh yes, and I wouldn't mind doing another reunion, getting everybody together again. So
yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. So Mandy, the slightly perturbed, asked, "Where did you both stay during the renovations to the house?" Love you both.
So yeah, we actually got separated. So he got to go to Atlanta, and I stayed with my younger sister, who everybody thinks is my twin. So.
Ooh, and you'll get to meet her next week, actually, when the premiere of Three Sister Soup on YouTube premieres on YouTube.
Go and subscribe.
Yeah, April 30th. Check them out.
Hi, I'm Siri. Welcome to Three Soup. My voice cracked.
L.N. Hugh asked, "What's the biggest thing you took away from your experience with a Fab Five, besides the engagement and the work?" I think the biggest takeaway I have is actually something Tan said, and that's about how you present yourself to others. When you take care of yourself, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the one that you care about. You're showing them you care about them by caring about yourself. Boomer Vey asked, "What was your perspective on the LGBTQ community before and after this experience?" My perspective actually never changed, and it's actually been the same pretty much my whole life. My view is that it doesn't matter about your sexuality. As long as you treat me with dignity and respect, I'm going to treat you with dignity and respect.
So, I have kind of the same outlook in that it didn't change.
So Maxwell McGuire asks, "What lessons have you learned from your heroes?" Is he talking about like the Queer Eye heroes, like me?
No, you can't learn lessons from yourself.
Well, you can. I mean, if you stub your toe, you learn not to do it again. But,
Not necessarily. Your toe will find that thing again.
as far as like the Queer Eye guys, I think I really learned a lot from Antoni about cheese. And to be honest, I was so nervous in that scene. There were so many people around, and it was a real crowded little deli, and they get up there, and I'm not great with sudden questions. I need to know ahead of time. I've already read these questions. I knew what I was going to say because I can't think on the fly like that. So when they asked me suddenly, "What's your favorite cheese?"
He couldn't remember the name of any cheese.
The only thing I could think of was American. But I love blue cheese. Oh man, do I love blue cheese.
Yeah.
So, this week we're actually not going to play our normal game like we normally do. We're actually going to do something special. We're going to make the wraps that Karamo made for Antoni.
We both have to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The first one to finish theirs wins. We'll be right back.
So this is basically what Karamo put in the wrap. Chocolate syrup.
These are potato chips, potato sticks.
Potato sticks. And then this. So this is the wrap Karamo made. Alright. You ready? Ooh, that's good.
It actually really is good.
That was the chocolate. This was the cheese.
Just salty and sweet. Wow.
Guess we found a new wrap.
Yeah.
We should have tried it that night too.
We're back on wraps.
It's a new dessert.
I'm going to call this the Antoni.
Wow. Y'all need to try this. Make this. Let us know if you like it. Because it's really good. I kind of wish I had tried it that day.
So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And ring that bell.
Until next week.
Do it again. No!
We're too close now.
Let me move. Still kind of missed, but okay. We'll get better.
Yeah.